Okay.
Here we
We're
go.
seriously so professional.
We're
rolling.
rolling.
Welcome to the very first episode of Tea Time with Tasya and Ashley. I'm Tasya Patterson.
And I'm Ashley Gaddis.
I feel like I should start this off by talking a little about how I feel like I manifested this. And you did too, really.
No, yeah, I did, but we did it secretly. I guess we manifested each other
Separately. So Ashley and I, for those that don't know, we both cheered at Ole Miss, which is how we met.
Howdy, howdy, babies.
Which we'll get into a little bit more here in a minute, but I do want to talk about just the power of manifestation. So I've known Ashley for several years, but I didn't actually know her. I just knew of her and we had mutual friends, and I feel like, I don't know, we just shared that connection that we both cheered at Ole Miss, but I really didn't know her. And back in 2021, I started a clothing brand, and I remember telling my husband literally the chance that I get to bring somebody on and work with me and help me, the first person that I want to work with is Ashley. And I just remember him asking me at the time why? Because I honestly didn't know her. I really didn't. But I just knew I liked her vibe. I liked the way she dressed. I liked that she was loud and she's just very honest and
Obnoxious.
but I literally loved it. I loved it so much, and I just feel like it was an energetic connection. So I saw Ashley at a football game, at an Ole Miss game this past season, and I saw her at a couple of them. I think the second one, I was a little tipsy, and I just went up to her and I was like, I literally want to work with you. The chance I get to bring you on my team, I want your help in some aspect. I want to bring you in my life at somehow. And she was immediately I'll do it right. I'll do it right now. I'll do it for free. I went to school for that. I would love to do it. And I was like, oh my gosh, okay. And at the time I really didn't have a plan for what I really needed help with, but I just knew that I wanted to work with her. So I was a couple weeks later, and I texted her and I was like, I want you to help me with my social media. So she started helping me, and immediately I realized her work ethic and just her creativity, and she's just so strong-willed that I was like, I just need this person in my life in general. We need to do something together. So fast forward 3 months, here we are doing a podcast, and I actually really manifested this too.
No, I really did. And I've always been the type of person that wanted to have an outlet somewhere where I could, talk about my past experiences, just having that outlet, want to be inspiring to others, wanted to always do this. I'd rather it be starting a YouTube channel or even do anonymous blogging, typing my feelings away. But yeah, so we're here now, and met Tasya actually when I was probably a middle school, honestly.
Don't say that. Oh my gosh, you're
Well, no,
aging
actually,
me.
no. Let's revert back. Actually, I was a freshman in high school.
Okay, literally that's the same thing. So
Freshman in high school, but yeah, I mean, we never went to college together or never really hung out one-on-one until after.
I just am realizing how much this is aging me. I am older than Ashley. So that was also something we talked about that would be cool, because we are into different stages in life, and just in terms of family and just I don't know. I think that there really is a difference between your, I don't know, I think 27 is what they say that really hits a you feel like you're in a different bracket at that point.
Right.
But just the lives, just our daily lives are truly so different, but we still have the same I don't know,
aspirations.
Yes.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
To be able to share that and talk about it, and even people of the same age, that are in different stages of life, because now I feel like I'm if you're not in my stage of life at this point of age, no, everybody has their own path, but I think it'd be cool to just be able to talk about both of those here in one outlet.
Yeah.
And so here we are hosting a podcast.
Yes.
And on these podcast episodes, we're going to be drinking tea.
Yes, we are. As you can see, we have our tea set up here.
So we're going to be spilling the tea and drinking the tea.
And burning some bridges too.
And so, okay.
All right. So
in every episode, we're going to be trying a different tea. And in today's episode, we're going to be drinking green tea, which I feel like is a really popular tea. I feel like
I do
everybody's
agree.
like heard of
I feel
green
like,
tea.
ooh, let's not spill, Ashley. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, I definitely agree. I feel like when you think of tea, you automatically think of green tea.
Right? I
'Cause
do.
It's just like a very common but subtle tea. It's not very strong in terms of, because I feel like there's some teas where
Like
kind
you're
of
talking flavor.
yeah,
Okay.
flavor wise. But yes, we do have green tea today.
Okay. And I feel like everybody knows of green tea. It's like it has a little caffeine in it. It's supposed to be
Right.
a little bit healthier than
And
coffee.
yeah, like instead of like energy drinks or coffee, if you're trying
If you're
to
looking
watch
for that caffeine, you
Right.
want a little bit of caffeine.
Mhm.
Okay. And then we also looked up some other benefits to share with you guys. Some of the things we found out is that it's supposed to alleviate stress and anxiety.
Bloop.
Right.
Need that.
Right.
Need that.
We're done. That's all we needed to know. No, okay, so it also can protect against cognitive decline and it may improve memory and then also supports bone health.
Well, you
So,
probably should have started drinking this like when we came out of the womb, because I know
right?
me and you've been doing gymnastics. We've been slinging our bodies.
Literally our bones are like brittle.
I know. My doctor told me, like, when I was little, he was like, you need to drink some milk. And I was like, well, I don't like milk. And he was like, well, you are a cheerleader, so you might want to start drinking that. So probably should have started off with green tea.
Right, we should have just been caffeinated all the time.
Yeah, that's very true.
Okay, so should we cheers
We
our
should
first
cheers
our first cup of tea
Our
on
first
tea
cup of
time?
Tea time. Can't wait to burn all the bridges.
The tea is literally fucking cold because it's been sitting here for like an hour as we set this shit
Tasia
up.
put 3 tea bags in this little teapot. And when I tell you this is the strongest green tea I've ever had in my life.
Wait, you're lying. It is not that strong.
Potent.
Wait, really?
That's pretty damn. That's green tea now.
Oh my gosh, I actually like. This is
Honestly,
actually how
I'm
I
glad
like.
I'm wearing a bra. My nipples are hard as shit from that sip.
Wait, are you kidding? Oh my gosh, that's so funny because I feel like this is how I drink my green tea every morning.
You do 3 bags of you do 3 bags of green tea in a 1 cup?
2 cups, and then for 2 more cups. So that would be 4, and there's
I'm
4.
pissing all night. Thank God the bathroom's right there.
Okay.
Wow. But yes, so I'm really excited.
I'm gonna turn your handle this way.
Okay, yeah, there you go. But yeah, no, great green tea. I don't know if I would want Tasia to make it again, but
Okay, so the brand that we're gonna be drinking this
Yeah.
season is David's Tea.
David's Tea, yes. I'm excited to try out their teas.
Yeah, this is not sponsored. This is just
Yeah.
the brand that we're drinking. So
Mhm.
David's Tea. Today we're trying green tea. Next episode we'll be trying a different tea, and
Yeah.
we'll tell you guys what it is, what it's good for, and how we like it.
Mhm.
Ashley thinks this green tea is really potent.
Mm.
I feel like it tastes like typical green tea, but I guess it could be like strong. I don't know. Maybe some people like their teas like a little bit more watered down.
Maybe, yeah. And I also like to put honey in it.
Okay, well, yeah, we didn't. I didn't do that. I didn't.
Also,
sweeten it.
I did hear
Are you gonna say salt?
no,
Okay.
but apparently you're not supposed to put honey in hot tea because it takes away from the benefits of the honey. Like if that's what you're wanting, like you wanted the benefits from the honey, if you put it in hot tea,
It strips it of the.
right. So like I guess you got to put it in cold tea. But like
But,
if
like,
you just
some
want it
people
as a
also just a sweetener, yeah.
I like it as a sweetener, honestly.
But like if you're trying to like help your throat, like
Yeah.
the
And I've been
hotness
doing
of
it wrong this whole time.
Wow.
Because every time I put honey in my tea, honestly, is when I'm like douse that shit in honey whenever I'm sick.
Like you need your throat like soothed.
I need my throat coated with honey. That bumblebee honey. But yeah,
And it's just like
guess-
dry after the water. hits it.
and no wonder I kept coughing. I'm like, this is supposed to soothe my throat. Why am I hacking my lungs? But that's besides the point. But the more you know about honey and tea.
So okay, back to manifestation.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know, do you feel like, obviously, we cheered at Ole Miss, like, the level we cheered at is, like, a huge accomplishment. Do you feel like you manifested that, or is there anything else you feel like in your life? Like, do you feel like you're I don't know, what's your relationship with manifestation?
Yeah, I definitely think that, especially with cheer, because I didn't realize that I really wanted to pursue cheerleading like at the collegiate level until I was about a junior in high school. So kind of once I made the decision that I wanted to go to the collegiate level, I'm putting my ass to work. Like I was like, I'm gonna wear that uniform. Um, I'm gonna fight someone for it. But yeah, I think just imagining yourself out there and just like dreaming about it, and
Literally.
I literally ended up there. But when I tell you, I was so nervous about trying out for cheer, and Tasia was there at my tryouts.
'Cause I'm older,
Yeah,
so I was already
but I
there.
was literally shitting my pants. I was so nervous, but yeah, but we made it, and but yeah, and then like another thing, going back to our earlier conversation of wanting to do something like this, like I said, brain fart. Um, yeah, I always have talked about it with a lot of people, especially with my parents, and they're like, "Well, do it." And I was like, I'm kind of scared. So, I mean, I've spoken into existence and it came back around, we're here now. So, I think that was a little different though.
Even us talking about it to each other, and I think that
Right.
was, like, super important for me, and even, like, mentioning it to you and, like, finally, like, even asking you to help me with my social media, like, I had talked about that several times, and literally, I remember after I asked you and you said yes immediately, I'm like, "I should have asked her this sooner," because then it just went like, it literally the balls just, like, started rolling, and, like, sometimes you just need somebody to, like, hold you accountable for the things that even you wanna do. So, when I thought of this, I told her because I didn't want to, like, even stay back, like, sit on that idea.
Right.
So, I wanted you to, like, hold me accountable for the idea of us starting a podcast. So, like,
Hmm.
because if I would have just sat on that, like I sat on me thinking to ask you for help with, like, my clothing brand, like, who knows what we could have done, like, not,
Right. I
to
know
go
what you
back,
mean.
but,
Yeah.
like, it is really important to just, like, speak things into existence, even, like, if it's with the person that you're doing it with, and we're both sitting here, like, nervous to do it, because I mean, yeah, it's a ballsy thing to do to, like, get on camera and talk about your feelings and other shit, like, in to a bunch of people,
That don't even
so
know us, but that do know us, which makes it scarier to me, I think.
honestly, yeah, and that is the truth. It's like, what are the people closest to me gonna
You
think about
think.
this video? I, like,
Right.
actually don't even care what people that don't know me think because I don't know them,
Yeah, it's
and I don't,
like,
like,
"Who are you?" But I definitely
"Who are
agree,
you?"
but I also think, like, there's always a right timing too, you
Yeah,
know what I'm
and that's so
saying?
true.
And I feel like Tasia, like, since we started working together, like I said, I've always been scared to, like, kind of put myself out there in terms of content and stuff like that, so, Tasia was, like, that person. I was also holding her accountable because she asked me to on certain things, and I was like, "Don't worry, I'll tell you." And, but she, like, kinda pushed me without even knowing.
That is true. There is always the right timing for things. Like, I
Right.
know I say, like, "I wish I would have done this sooner," but I know it's like, I don't know, things that did line up, especially with the fashion show and stuff. It, like, was actually a time where I had content to put out, and I feel like even now with this, I've kinda, like, stepped back on, like, the fashion designing aspect
Mhm.
of, like, my goals and stuff, and I feel like the timing, like, especially being pregnant right now, like, this is something that I look forward to in terms of just, like, having an outlet to talk about, I don't know, all the things that come with that and, like, the emotions with that, and I feel like people can connect, like, we can both connect to a certain audience, like, on so many different
Levels
things,
and
yeah,
yeah.
that I feel like, I don't know, we kinda have, like, a duty to do that too. Like,
Mhm.
if we're all like, if we're both experiencing all these things that all these people are experiencing, and we can, like, have the balls to talk about it
Yeah.
and have the drive to, like, want it for ourselves, it's
Mhm.
kind of a selfish thing to, like,
Hold it
not
back.
do it.
Right.
Yeah.
I completely agree. All right, so let's get a little fun with it now.
Okay.
Okay? How do you feel about to be a mama too? Everyone, Tasia is pregnant with baby number 2.
Yeah.
And yeah, how are you feeling? Are you excited?
I am excited. I'm really excited for my daughter because I'm having another little girl. I don't have any sisters. So I'm really excited for my daughter to have that just relationship
Right.
with somebody, to like literally have a built-in best friend. Um I don't know, it's something that I'm super excited to just witness. I am honestly nervous too. Like
Right.
I'm
I feel like if you're a parent that has 5 kids or if you're a parent, with having your second, I feel like you always get nervous about, what could happen.
I mean, yeah, it's
It's
like
such a
another
natural.
human you're adding
Right.
like
Yeah.
to this world.
Right.
And honestly, my main concern is sleep. Like I feel like I don't get enough sleep as it is. So I'm like, my daughter literally just started sleeping through the night again. So I'm like,
Oh,
the
shit.
fact that I'm
We're
about
about
to
to
start this all
all
over
over.
again is
Yeah.
like,
Well, I'm a night owl too. So I would.
you'll be up with me. Like,
Yeah,
that's so
I
sweet.
know. I'm like, don't worry, Tasia, go to bed. I got the girls. But I'm really excited you don't have any sisters, but you do have brothers.
Yeah, I
So
do
that's
have
like
brothers.
so it's like a different kind of relationship, like what you would have with a sister. But for me, I have a sister, but she's older, like 10 years older. So we didn't really grow up together. And also I was like kind of young whenever I was like around her a lot. I think it's gonna be great for you. You're gonna have fun.
No, I do. I really am. I am excited. I just
It's like the unknown, to be honest. Like I know you're gonna be great, but it's just I can't even imagine. Like,
I was gonna say, and like cat's out the bag. This was a complete surprise. Like, is that, and I feel bad saying that, and it's like weird to feel bad about, but like being like surprised
by
is
that.
by another child, by a child.
You're like,
Um,
shit. But it's like,
but it's like a
yay.
yeah, it's like a yes, like
It's more,
it's
yeah, it's like a
immediate.
yas.
It was immediate. Yeah, no,
It's a
literally.
yash.
So that's where that's like I feel bad like talking about this in that
No, but it's
way.
valid though. I feel like
Like, if we're
you
being real, there's
yeah.
obviously people out there who have been surprised by a pregnancy.
Right,
It's like, I
right.
can't believe this is real life and that my life is gonna change completely again, and it's like, yes, I already have a child, but adding another child to the family is definitely going to be a like, it really is, like, you have no idea what to expect,
Right.
like, actually.
And she's probably gonna have a completely different
And
personality
that's
than
what everyone
Naomi.
keeps saying, and that's what, like, is crazy because it's just hard to imagine, like,
Right.
but you're so different from your siblings, like, and I
Mhm.
know, like, I'm a completely different person from my
Right.
siblings, so but to think that you can bring 2 totally different
Human.
into this world is just crazy to even,
Right,
like,
and it's
wrap your
coming
head
from,
around.
like, the same genes too. I don't know, it just blows my mind.
Really is
So
mind-blowing.
are you, like, having to pee a lot now? Or have you hit that mark yet? Or is it, like, closer to when you give birth?
No, I do have to pee all the time, but also that's, like, I've always had to pee all the time,
Oh.
and, like, I feel like gymnastics and cheerleading really kinda set me
Oh
up for that.
my gosh. Don't dude, I tinkle, tumbled all the time.
Yeah, well, I tinkle, walk, cough,
Sneeze,
laughs.
laugh,
Like, I'm not even
same.
kidding.
And okay, so I went to my OB and I was telling her about it. And she was like, do some Kegels. And I'm like, what the hell is a Kegel? And this is way before like I even like, did
Not
the
sexual.
deed. Right. Cause I was thinking, I was like, I don't even know why I went to an OB, but I'm pretty sure it's maybe like a primary care physician, honestly. But she was just like, just do some Kegel exercise. She gave me like a sheet of paper. I'm like, Mom, what the fuck is a Kegel?
Oh my
Imagine
gosh.
doing
Ashley
that.
was 12 doing Kegels,
Yeah,
guys.
and I'm over here clenching. Okay, guess what? Didn't help because I really didn't practice. I didn't really do it, but
The Kegels. And that's
yeah.
the thing is that, like, I actually haven't given that my all. Like, I haven't been really putting in the effort
Do you
with
have
the
to do that
Kegels.
are you supposed to do that when you're pregnant? Is that you're supposed to
Probably,
be
but, like,
practicing?
if I'm being real, like, I really don't do it that often, but I should.
I know. Well, and it worries me that I can sneeze, laugh, cough, and piss myself.
I'm genuinely asking, like, are you being, like, you really do this often? Because, like, it's a huge concern of mine for myself.
Oh no. Yeah.
Okay,
Like I
okay.
would always wear black Nike Pros to cheer practice because I would piss myself. Piss stain on like pink practice wear. I would dread having to wear our pink practice wear because guess
Literally.
what? Pisser right there. Pisser.
That is my
Full
life.
land. Boo, Niagara Falls.
Okay. Well, I guess
Yeah.
I feel better.
You're
I
not the
don't
only
know
one,
if I'm
but I
like
think everyone tinkle tumbles, to be honest,
No,
and, like
I get that, but I'm
but
like,
that's, like,
should
the
it be
start.
happening to me now? Like, right now I'm pregnant, but, like, when I wasn't pregnant a couple months ago,
It still was
I
happening.
was coughing and pissing myself.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I have not given birth.
Okay. So, yeah, like,
It's
it
a
was
normal
happening before
thing.
then.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, I definitely I haven't given birth, and I'm
So,
still
that's
pissing
important
myself,
actually to
so
know.
there you go, everyone.
Alright, well,
Yeah.
I guess we just, like, piss ourselves. Like
And we're gonna piss ourselves more
and
since we're
we're gonna
drinking green
cheers to
tea.
that. We're gonna
Yeah,
cheers to
here we
pissing
go.
ourselves.
Cheers. Yum. All right. Well, what was your childhood like? How were you as a child? Like, how would your parents describe you as a child?
Honestly, I feel like I was very different than I am now, and I feel like I was definitely more extroverted, definitely more, um I don't know.
You don't think you're an extrovert right now?
I think it depends on who I'm around,
Uh,
and, I think, like, naturally I am introverted, like, even in my marriage, like, in the sense that, like, I need time alone to, like, recharge. Like, I feel like I get overstimulated very
okay.
quickly, and it can make me, like, a little snappy, but I have the same attitude, like, now that I
Right.
did as a kid, and
Right.
I can totally see it in Remy. I don't know if that's because she's, like, mimicking me now or if it's just, like, innate
Mhm.
because I feel like I have the same attitude as my mom. And I don't know if I should I be, like, saying, like, I have an attitude for, like I'm like, I have an attitude. I just feel like um yeah, maybe I
Might as well
shouldn't
own
say
it,
that. Okay.
'cause I do too.
I know, but I feel like it was I don't know, yeah, I do, and my daughter has it, my mom has it, I feel like
Yeah.
we all
No,
have
it's crazy
attitude.
though because, like, I'm very similar with my mom too in that aspect, and, like, growing up, I thought, like, I was a daddy's girl for sure, and when I got to the teenage age and I was like, back away, dad," and I was, like, really close to my mom, and then my dad would be like, "You're just like your mom," and I'm like, "No, I'm not."
And
But,
why
like,
is that?
now
Why do girls, like, not wanna be their mom?
I don't know what it is, but, like, I don't know what I don't that's a great question, to be honest.
And, like, that's, like, my fear, like, I don't want Remy to be like, "I do not wanna be like my
I think
mom."
it's just that age, that awkward age. Like, honestly, you don't wanna be like neither of your parents. Like, you wanna I don't know. I
Yeah,
think it's just
no,
that
to
rebellion
a degree,
age and
yeah.
just, like, I feel like when I was younger, when I got to a certain age, like, I had nothing I didn't want anything to do with my parents. Like, I was like, "Get me out of the house now." Like
That's, like, literally what pushed me to go to Ole Miss, like, I didn't apply to any schools in state because I was like, I just like, I'm going far away.
right, right, and you're from Georgia,
I am from
Johns Creek,
Alpharetta.
Alpharetta, yes. And so now I actually live in Georgia too.
Yeah, so we just, like, flip-flopped.
We basically did. Country road, take me home. We're home.
Yeah.
But,
I married a nice Mississippi man.
yeah, and also I met Javon when I was like a freshman in college too, because mutual friends and stuff. I don't know. I feel like I kind of got thrown into the whole cheer mix, like when I was in high school, because I remember people, like especially like my senior year, people thought I was already on the cheer team.
You did hang out. You did hang
Yeah.
out. I feel like I don't know, but I think people just liked you.
And that's what drew me here too. Like I felt very at home and comfortable.
Like, you were just very much like
Yeah.
us. Like, you were a
They
true
intimidated
Ole
the
Miss girl.
crap out of me though, I'm not gonna lie. But no, it was great. The girls have like everyone was so nice and stuff. But yeah, I really wanted to go to Bama, to be honest.
Me too. That was actually my dream school.
Same. I was like,
I
I
had
just want
no
to be
intentions on going to Ole Miss or being in Mississippi,
Yeah, me neither. And then
Alabama. But
yeah, I wanted to be an Alabama cheerleader on the sidelines screaming roll tide, but
roll tide.
now we're here,
Here we
here we
are.
are. But yeah.
No, love Ole Miss. Ole Miss has become such a big part of my life.
My sister went to Memphis actually. She cheered at Memphis, and that's kind of how
I
I
remember
started
you
into
saying that.
That's kind of how I was like, I want to be a cheerleader.
See, that is nice to
Yeah,
have though, to
right.
look up to.
But at first my dad was like, no, because I feel like back then, like it was like one of the most dangerous sports, and I still think it is. And my dad was like, no. And he was like, you're not flying. Like that was one of his rules. Like if I was going to cheer, I had to stay on the ground. And
That's so funny.
I had to stay on the ground, and I did a knee stand on level 1. because I was flexy. I had a needle.
I was so not flexible.
Yeah, I wanted to be a top girl so bad, but thighs were too big.
Stop.
Yeah.
I literally based my whole entire
Which is crazy,
career
y'all.
until college, which is crazy, honestly. Like,
That's yeah.
but I always wanted to be a fly. I'm not gonna lie. I was a badass base, but I really wanted to fly deep down since like when I first started cheering. I remember literally no one on the team was experienced in stunting at all. So like he asked who wanted to fly, and me and like a couple other girls raised our hands, and he had us all pull stretches, and I pulled the opposite stretch. Like I pulled my right leg up because that's the leg I was most flexible on. And he's like, this bitch isn't even standing on the right leg. Like she's definitely not going in the air. And so I became a base, and I based all through high school, and then I got to college, and
they're like, we're throwing you up in the air.
yeah. Well, Bama did actually tell me that they wanted me to fly, and so but I just wasn't experienced. And Ole Miss didn't even have an all-girl team at the time, which is what I would have tried out for. And so that was intimidating in itself. But I like literally took a couple privates that week and learned how to do a rewind. And my stunt partner was like,
Y'all,
go do a rewind on the biggest guy you can find. Like,
y'all, if y'all don't to the people who like don't really know about cheer, like rewinds are freaking hard. Like it's just one person underneath you throwing, and you're flipping in the air, and you're praying to God they're gonna catch your feet and not bust your face.
And at the time, I literally was like, I really wasn't like. Now to think about a rewind, I feel like I feel like it happens in slow motion. I can literally see every single thing that happens. But at the time, I was just getting thrown. Like, literally. And he's like, just look for the hands when you're coming around. And I'm like,
where?
Literally. And my eyes are like, I'm like, I tumble with my eyes closed. And he's like, you have to open your eyes.
Ole Miss didn't have an all-girl team yet. So I would say I started going to clinics probably like sophomore year, maybe. Like at the time I was doing cheer and softball. So I still didn't know, but I was still going to clinics because I think you have to be 15 or something, 16
to go to a clinic.
Yeah. But I went, and y'all were small co-ed.
Yes, so, we were small co-ed.
Y'all were small co-ed. And I remember going, and at the time after the clinic was over, the coach came out and gave us all the posters. So it's like the whole team that they take a picture and they put it on a poster. And she literally said, find someone that you look like and be just like them.
Which is crazy.
And I'm like, okay. Picked Tasya, literally. I was like, I don't know who she is, but like, I look like her, so I'm gonna be like her. And the thing is, it's like I didn't have to be like you just because like we are literally so similar, like looking at each other now. And I've had so many people be like, you remind me of Tasya. And I was like,
funny.
Hair flick, thank you.
But this is the first thing Ashley tells me, like when we like first actually talk, like she's like, oh my gosh, I'm pretty sure you came up to me at Funky's at a bar, and she's like, oh my gosh, I literally like pointed you out on a poster and picked you that I wanted to be like you to make the team. Like the coach like told me to do that. And I was like, I love, like, maybe that's why I'm like, I love this girl. I have an energetic connection to this girl.
Yeah. She's like, Tasha's like, I have a fangirl. I feel like I like known you forever. I don't know.
I always just like think that like, it's crazy that we actually didn't we really didn't know each other.
Like we just ended up at the same place and ended up always talking and stuff and like good conversations. But I don't know. I feel like Tasha knows a lot about my life, and somehow
we've gotten to know each other.
We've gotten
real
to know
well.
real. Did I say that right? Real well. That is a tongue twister.
Real well. It is a tongue twister.
Well.
But we really have.
Well.
And here we are, bringing you guys tea. Let's cheers to that.
Okay. Cheers to that. Cheers to not fucking knowing each other, but somehow knowing each other.
We really did like switch lives though. Like we didn't switch lives. Like you're living where I used to live, and I'm kind of living where you used to live. Or we
funny how the world, funny how things change, you know.
So do you like Atlanta?
I do. I think it's a great place to raise a family. And I know the education's really good. The sports are really good at the high schools and stuff. But like, I don't have a family. So
we don't like the dating scene in Atlanta.
No, there is no dating
I've
scene.
actually been seeing that a lot lately, like,
Like,
on social
I've
media.
I've gotten on, like, dating apps and have, like I don't put, like, the specific area that I'm in, I very broad spectrum of the whole Atlanta. What is it? What they call it?
Would they say North Atlanta or what, the metro area?
No, what did they call it? ITP, OTP?
Yeah, your OTP, like,
Yeah,
outside the perimeter of
yes,
Atlanta, of the
right,
actual city limits of
but then I
Atlanta.
do OTP and ATP or ITP.
So you do like that you're in Atlanta and out of
Right,
Atlanta.
right, and
Okay. They
guess
actually
what?
have that on there? Or you put it
No.
in your bio or
I just
something?
you can, like, do, like a range, like a area, like how far you wanna go out. But, yeah, no, still nothing. Still nothing, and, like, it pisses me off when guys, like, messaged me and they're like, "Why are you on this app? Like, you shouldn't be on it." I'm like, "Dude, I don't wanna be on this either, but, like, that's not how you get a date." Is that, like,
Yeah.
a compliment? No, and then if it is, that's an egg. Bye. Don't
Yeah.
like that. But, yeah, dating scene, non-existent. My dad asked me the other day, he was like, "Have you given up on love?" And I was like, "No."
That is so sad of
Yeah,
a
it's really
question.
sad, actually, and I'm like, "Trust me, don't remind me." Like but also I feel like I shouldn't, like, be looking though, like, they said, like
What you attract will find you.
right.
And it for sure will. And I try to like just emphasize to her and those other friends that I have that are in a different like stage of life that really like both stages of life like have their pros and cons. So it's like where you're at now, like if you're not comparing it to something else, like is it not beautiful in itself too? Like to just
Enjoy it.
yeah, to be
Yeah.
responsible for yourself and just
Mhm.
like really loving yourself and doing the things that you wanted to like that you want to do and the things that make you happy.
No, I am happy with my life, but it sometimes I do wish I, like, had a significant other or just, like, someone, but at the same time, I like making my own decisions and doing whatever the hell I want just because I don't know, I feel like I lost a lot of that in college, and we'll dive into that on later episodes. But I just wanna make a name for myself, and I know how I am with someone, and I don't wanna, restrict myself
Like it could
to
be like a
being
distraction for you
yeah, I think it's
or
a
you'll sacrifice
distraction. I'll
things.
just I'm a yeah, I'll definitely sacrifice things and, like, do whatever like, I'd rather them be more successful than me, which is terrible, and so, like, I want to be successful before I meet someone else and, like, settle down because I just know how I am. Like, I will drop
Like you
anything
would
for that
stop
person.
doing something.
Yeah, and I don't wanna put myself in that situation and have to make that decision.
Well, that's great self-awareness for you to just be like, I know I would like give up something that I like truly want or something if somebody like asked me to or if being in a relationship like required me to do that. So for you to say like at this point I know this about myself and like I know that I really want this, so I don't want to jeopardize
Yeah.
me working for my goals because, of a relationship right now. I think that's super important. Like that's exactly like what I mean when I say that, like, your personal, like, growth and, like, doing things for yourself that you wanna do,
Mhm.
like, during this time is super important, like, even something like moving.
Right.
Like, we were just talking about the Atlanta dating scene and
Mhm.
whether, like, you wanna stay there, you can get up and move at any point.
Right,
You
and
don't
I
have to
like
worry
that
about somebody
flexibility.
else's, career or,
Mhm.
like, you're moving your whole family, like, you can just make decisions based off of you, which is, like that's something that, with a relationship with a marriage, with a relationship, like, there's some sort of sacrifice that somebody's gonna have to make.
Right.
So, just embracing those moments where, like, you can really do everything for you right now, like,
Mhm. Embracing being
is super
alone.
important, like, that's a super important time in your life too.
Yeah, and I think another thing to point out too, I think, is maybe I can meet someone or, I find someone where there's a happy medium and I don't have to make those decisions, like he'll be able to support what I want to do and I'll be able to support what he does and I don't have to sacrifice everything for him, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm hopeful. Not in a rush, but if it falls in my lap, it falls in my lap and if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, next one.
All about timing.
Yep, on to the next one, more fish in the sea.
Your fish is definitely still out there.
My fish is growing.
He's out there getting
He's
big.
right, he's making himself better for Miss
Exactly,
Swanee.
and you are, and, like,
Yeah,
he's saying the same thing right now about you.
he better be. Shit, he got a good one coming.
I love I
He
love
got
it.
he got a crazy girl though. I'm
That's
kind of
okay.
psycho.
That's okay. You know, but that comes from something, and I think that's, like, important to, like, give yourself credit for too. Like, if you're saying you're crazy because you're, like, maybe having, like, trust issues, or you're like, you have anxiety about certain things, or certain things trigger you, like, there's a reason for that, and it's
Mhm.
not like we just, like, are this way because
We've had experiences.
right, so, like, things
Yeah.
shape your craziness, like,
Right, exactly.
you know what I mean? So give yourself some credit, girl, and me
Thanks,
too.
Pookie. Ah,
No,
yeah,
stop it.
no.
Stop it.
Pookie, you are looking absolutely beautiful
I
tonight.
don't know what he says, so, like, just oh, she says, "Thank you," something about my
Yeah.
black
Yeah, she's like,
something.
"Thank you." No,
Oh,
that has
thank you.
popped off.
Yeah, I know, I haven't heard about it until tonight,
Yeah.
but apparently she went to Ole Miss?
Yeah, I think pretty sure she went to Ole Miss. Yeah, if y'all haven't seen it yet on TikTok, just look up Pookie and it'll fall right in your lap.
Not ball in your lap.
No, yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Okay, this is something I did wanna touch on is where all you've lived, because
Yeah.
I thought that I moved around a lot as a kid, and then when we talked a couple weeks
Mhm.
ago and I asked you, like, this is how I really know I didn't know this girl. I thought she lived like, I knew she went to high school in Mississippi, so I thought she just was from here.
Mhm.
And then, when I asked her about it and she started naming, like, all these different places that she lived, 1, I was like, "Wow, I really didn't know anything about this girl," and 2, I thought I moved around a lot, and I didn't, because you really moved around a lot.
Yeah, so, like, honestly, I hate when people ask me where I'm from because I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah.
Because Mississippi, I've lived here for most part of my life, I would
Because of
say,
college,
because of
though.
college, right. Um, but I hate when people ask me where I've lived because I usually it's like every 4 years where I move. So, I was actually born in Nashville, Tennessee, and then I moved to Alabama when I was, a baby, and then I moved to Korea and lived there for 5 years, and then I moved back to Tennessee, and then I moved, to Indiana, then I moved to Alabama,
Yeah,
and
you
then I
really have.
moved to Mississippi, and, I started my freshman year of high school there, graduated, and then I went to Ole Miss and then graduated, and now I'm in Georgia, but growing up, I didn't move around a lot, and, like, my parents, they still continued to move when I went to college, and it's just my dad's job, but it was a struggle, I'll tell you that much.
No, yeah, I can imagine. I feel like I moved a lot around a lot because I moved at, like, points of time where it was, like, causing me to change schools. So,
Mhm.
like, I moved a lot when I was, like, super young. Honestly, I can't really recall, but, like, from times that I, like, actually remember, like, from, like, 3rd grade, I remember moving from Ohio. Well, it was actually Maryland. So I moved from Ohio to Maryland, from Maryland to Georgia when I was in 3rd grade. And then I moved again in 5th grade, so I ended up having to go to, like, a different middle school than all my friends from elementary school went to.
Mhm.
So, like, the move caused me to have to, like, change schools. So, like,
Right.
I don't know, I just feel like I went to a lot of different schools, and then when I went to high school, the high school that I went to, my middle school, like, split into 2 different high schools, but, like, the majority of it went to this other high school, and my, like, 1/3 went to
A different height.
Alpharetta, yeah.
Okay.
And so I just feel like all of my friends that I, like, made in middle school all went to
A different high
Milton,
school,
yeah, so
yeah.
I was like, "Damn, this is happening again." So I feel like
Yeah.
I just had to change schools a lot, and I think
Mhm.
that caused me to, I don't know, feel like I moved around a lot, which
Right.
I don't know, I feel like I did, but I
That
feel like
is
we
a
just
lot.
both
I
did,
think
yeah.
either way, if you're moving from states or schools or just schools or, you're moving to a different town, like, you're still moving and it's still a
A
new
brand new,
scenery.
yeah.
And I think, honestly, my toughest move was going from Alabama to Mississippi. So,
And
like,
when you started high school.
right, that
Okay.
was the one of the toughest moves of, like, out of everything.
Which that is, like, a tough time.
Yeah, and, because I had really enjoyed my time in Alabama and, like, I really had some great friends there, and I also was on a all-star cheer team, and it was just really hard, and I feel like when you're, 14, like,
Yeah.
that's kind of when you're figuring yourself out, you're trying to build those lifelong friendships in a sense, like, I don't wanna say lifelong, but, those
Important ones, like,
eh
impactful
right,
friendships.
exactly, because I feel like high school is when you are trial and error.
Right, you have a lot of your first experiences.
Exactly. And so when I moved to Mississippi, I was the new girl again, and everyone already had their friend groups, and I don't know, I was just kinda sick and tired of being the new girl at that point,
Yeah.
and I mean, it ended up being okay in the end, but I had to go through a lot of shit to realize, how to grow up, and, I think a lot of shit that I went through in high school is the reason why I am today, like, who I am today.
Yeah.
But yeah, being the new girl is hard, and also being different. Being Korean, looking different in general, and they're like, "Who are you? Like, what are you?" And I didn't at that time, I didn't really know how to take that question, but now I'm happy to answer
I love
without
that, I love
yeah,
that.
like, I'm very confident and very proud of where I came from and, like, where my mom's came from because at a certain time, like, I blocked it out. Like, I told my mom, like, "I'm not speaking Korean anymore. Don't talk to me in Korean. I don't wanna have anything to do with it."
Aw,
So, like, now I look back and regret that decision
but
just
now
because.
you're super
But
proud.
now I'm super proud, like, I love that my friends accept it. Like, they love the Korean food, and my mom like, I love how much they love my mom as well just because she is different, she has an accent. So, but yeah, as you get older, you realize what's more important in your life.
Yep,
Um,
exactly,
and, like, be proud of where you come from.
and
Don't
who
be
you
embarrassed
are,
about
what
it.
makes you who you are.
Exactly, because everyone wants to be different when they're older. Like, you don't wanna fall into the same you
Literally,
don't
but when
wanna
you're young,
blend
you wanna
in.
blend in.
You wanna blend in just because it's easy. Like, no one wants to have to deal with bullying, kids are mean, and
Yeah.
I think it's even worse now. Kids are, like, with social media. I'm, like, scared to I mean, shit, I'm over here talking about, like, I'm scared to bring a child into this world, but, like, that's really scary, though, just because social media, it's crazy, and even as adults we have to deal with all of that. So,
Mhm.
I mean, but yeah, I'm to end that, but I'm proud and Korean. If you have a question about my squinty eyes, ask.
I love it. I love that. I love just to like hear you talk about how aware you are of like how you viewed it when you were younger versus
Mhm.
how you view it now. And I actually was talking about this to Javon. I feel like I can relate in terms of my hair. So when
Right.
I was like younger, I would straighten my hair. When I was in high school, I
Mhm.
straightened my hair all the time. And now I love my curly hair. Like I don't know if I just like didn't know how to do it when I was younger or if like
You wanted to blend in,
and for me,
you
my
know.
mom had straight
Right.
hair, so, like, seeing you I feel like you want to, like we were just talking about how, like, we don't wanna be our mom, but you, like,
In a certain extent.
subconsciously yeah,
Wanna
like,
be
you
your
view your
mom.
mom as a
Right.
beautiful
Beautiful. Yes.
person, so you
Agreed.
want to reflect that, and so seeing my mom with straight hair and my friends had straight hair, like, I just straightened my hair all the
Right.
time.
Did you ever ask yourself, like, why do I have to have, like, curly hair? Like,
Oh,
why can't I be like everyone else?
it
Did you
was
ever think
it
that?
wasn't so much everyone else, like, I knew that I was wondering why I didn't get my mom's genes, like, I
Right, right.
genuinely wanted my own mom's genetics.
Mhm.
Which is so sad because I literally got my dad's genetics, like, my dad has this beautiful curly hair, and I now I love it though,
Mhm.
and my mom actually always told me, like, she really did want curly hair, like, and she still does, like,
Right.
she would tell me all the time, like, "I wish I had your hair,"
Mhm.
and even though that as a kid was weird to hear because I'm like,
Why?
yeah, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, so but to now feel how I feel about it and love it and be so
Mhm.
proud of it, and then seeing my daughter's hair and seeing her hair look just like mine,
Right.
I'm
And
like,
you want her to
love
feel
it. I
you
can't
want
wait
her
to, like
right, tell her how beautiful her hair is and yeah.
and make her look like, I wanna make her feel beautiful with her hair so that
Mhm.
she
She doesn't
always loves her hair, and
right.
I hope that, like, me having curly hair allows her to maybe, like, be a little bit more, um I don't know, in tune with it and
Mhm.
just, like, seeing it and seeing
Right.
that she has it and be like, "Oh, I got it actually from her like, she got it from both of her parents." But I don't know, I think that's cool, and I can relate to you, though, in terms of now being proud of something that you used to be ashamed of or wanted
Mhm.
to change about yourself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, clearly we've grown so much,
Right?
like, I'm really excited to do this season with you. I don't think we mentioned this. So, we're doing this season, we're gonna come out with 10 episodes.
Every Wednesday.
Every Wednesday, we're gonna have a different topic. Um, but yeah, we're really excited. So join us next week. We cannot wait for you guys to come with us on this journey.
Yeah.
We're experiencing this whole thing. It's new to both of us. So bear with us, but we're super excited to to talk to you guys. And yeah, should we cheers to that?
Let's cheers.
Let's
And this is
cheers.
our last sip of tea.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom
I
after this.
I have to pee so bad.
I can only imagine. This pungent tea. Okay. Drop mic. Continue to brew, bitches.